Hi everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to tell you a very short story from my own life when I was a student in class 5th or 6th. I don't exactly remember, but this was when I was recently introduced to geometry in my school. And I was very not very good at geometry at all. I used to struggle a lot. And at that time, how a little advice, a little support from my family, from my father helped me to get over that fear. And I want to tell you this story so that you can also get over your fear of subjects which you might not be good at when you are preparing for UPSC or for any kind of exam. You might be a college student, you might be a student in school who is currently watching me, or you might be someone else who's struggling with certain subjects or certain activities. So I want to tell you this story so that you can learn that nothing is impossible, and if you kind of practice a little hard, you can get over it. So the story goes like this. I was not good at geometry, and my parents were trying really hard to somehow figure out how I could get better at it. So what they did was they hired a particular teacher to come and teach me tuitions specifically on geometry and mathematics because I was struggling with it. And this teacher, she was a very good teacher from our school who used to come at around 5 or 6 p.m. in the evening every day. She used to spend over 1 hour with me, teaching me all the different details of geometry. I think you might remember as a student of geometry, we used to have the D, which was in D shape, the compass or a protector. So all these things we used to use. So teaching those, how to solve questions, how to remember formulas, how to solve formulas, all that was taught to me. And eventually, slowly, I started improving. It took almost 4 5 months, but slowly, step by step, I started getting over the fear of geometry. And when the exam was near, I was feeling okay. I was feeling like, okay, I think I can do okay in the exam. I can do well. I went ahead, wrote the exam, came back home, very happy that I should be able to get almost 90 plus marks. And and when you feel like that as a child, especially as a student who has worked very hard on something, you might not have got results right away. You feel very good about that particular day when you actually are able to solve the papers relatively well. So I went ahead. I thought I will be getting good marks, and then when the result came, I got only 50 marks out of 100 in my geometry paper. And that surprised me because I was thinking that I should be able to score, I should have been able to score good marks. So I told my father that I should have got over 90 marks. I did well in the paper, maybe because of some reason they cut my marks. So my father went ahead and met the principal and he talked to him. He saw the papers. And the reason they found out that I had scored less was because instead of using the pencil to draw various geometric diagrams, I had used the pen. So for that, the examiner had cut my marks by almost 40 50 marks as a penalty, and because of which I was actually not able to score as I had expected. So when he came back home, my father, instead of telling me that I had done a big mistake using the pen, he said, "How does it matter? You use the pen. It is the same thing as using pencil. At least you got the concepts right, and at least you learned from your mistakes in the past." And that really encouraged me because even though marks were less, at least I knew what I was doing, and that is what was valued by my parents, my family. And I think later on also that kind of habit got inculcated in me, that regardless of whether, sometimes what happens is small technicalities might be wrong in what you do, but the big concepts, if they're clear in your mind, if you're learning, if you're putting in effort, if your steps are somehow, sometimes what happens, you get results and sometimes you don't get results. Sometimes you actually work a lot very hard, but you don't see the results right away. Sometimes there is a lot of inconsistency. You might score well in some prelims test series, or you might score very less in some prelims test series. That used to happen with me also in UPSC. Sometimes my prelim score used to be high, sometimes low. Sometimes my answer writing used to be good, sometimes less. Sometimes my essay writing used to be good, but sometimes it used to go down. So that might happen. But remember, if you focus on concepts, if you keep practicing, eventually that consistency will help you to eventually that all the work that you're putting in to your preparation, eventually all the techniques you're learning, eventually all hard work will come together after some time. It will take time for sure, and then you will see the results in your marks, you will see the results in your own writing style, you will feel it, you will see it, and you will be able to really benefit from it eventually in the exam. So my message for you is, don't give up. If you feel like doing it, if you feel like you're not improving, keep going, keep honestly measuring yourself कि कहाँ पे क्या गलती हो गई. Keep seeing where you are making mistakes and try to rectify them. Only if you keep at it, then you will go ahead and be successful, because 94% of us quit when we don't find success right away, and only those 5% who are left, they keep going, and eventually they are the ones who become successful. So keep going, don't stop, and I hope you will learn something from this particular session today. Take care, have a good day, bye bye.